the fullness of your grace is here with me.
Panimaquin. 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 Panimaquin.
See the brightness of your glory has arrived in your presence, God. I'm completely sad.
Panimaquin has taught me and shown me a lot in the past 3 months. I'd say first off, it's taught me that ministry doesn't always look like loving other people, but actually just being love. It's taught me that you can find Jesus in the smallest things, like the way that my friend Hairbean says my name, or Tienda runs, or making tortillas. Jesus is there in all of it, and he wants to meet you in things that seem so small, because that's where he's sweetest. And that's where he just wants to show you like his overwhelming kindness for giving you little moments, like your friends riding by the tienda on their bike and screaming your name, and the way that your friend Fieldio like runs around the field after he scores a goal, and the way that like the air is filled with dirt when we're playing soccer. Like Jesus wants to meet you in those small things, and Panimaquin has shown me that.
You have been able to teach me that I have a gentle heart and that the way I love people is so special. You've taught me that my perspective holds weight and that my perspective is valued by other people, even if that doesn't look the same as the rest of my teammates' perspectives. And you've just taught me what real community and true friendship and love can look like. And it's just the most beautiful thing, so thank you.
Panimaquin has taught me what it looks like to really love, and what it looks like to have another family outside of the country. Panimaquin has taught me how to love unconditionally, and that language has no barriers actually, and to continue to love people no matter what. Panimaquin has also taught me that I am not just someone that plants seeds, but actually I do make a difference. I'm not just someone that just gets to speak a little bit of life, but I do get to see the outcome of that. And the women of Panimaquin, also I just see how they felt really loved, and that I was able to be a part of that, and they loved us right back.
Before coming to Panimaquin in Guatemala, I was really closed off and didn't really see the importance of building relationships or loving people, because my mindset was kind of like, oh, we're going to be here for 3 months, what's the point? And I even thought I'm only going to be with my teammates for 9 months, so what's the point of becoming best friends with them if I'm only going to have to leave? Like, there's no point in putting myself through that hurt and pain. But the people of Panimaquin are kind of impossible to not love. And they just kind of wrecked me, and they totally filled every hole in my heart and restored everything and really softened my heart, and so that's how it changed me.
Panimaquin has taught me so much. First of all, Panimaquin has taught me what the heart of the Father actually looks like. It's just given me this like glimpse of what heaven's gonna be like someday. The Father has also blessed me with the gift that he actually like gave me a deeper understanding of his love for me through my love for Panimaquin. And I realized that I have the heart of the Father. It's just the place I feel the most myself, the most loved, the most seen, and the most known. And I cannot thank God enough for Panimaquin.
I would like to thank John and Ilse, our ministry hosts. They've just opened their arms to us, and Ilse was like a second mom to us. Marley for being like our fun older sister. She led us really well. And then Daniel for just always being someone there, smiling and happy. I want to thank my teammates, Alicia, Megan, Alana, and Nat, for just encouraging me daily. I want to thank Brittany for being the best team leader and squad leader now. She is so intentional with everything she says and does, and that's something I've really needed. And then I want to thank some of the kids. I want to thank Brandy and Emily and Fabiola. They were there from the very start, and they were my little best friends. And then I want to thank Baby Dave for just being cute because I love him. I couldn't understand his name when I first found out, and so I named him Baby Dave. He's very cute.
I just want to thank you, John and Elsie, for being the best ministry hosts in the whole world. Elsie, you've been like a second mom to our team, and I just can't thank you enough for the kind of love that you've shown us and for all the fun baking days and the jokes and the laughs. You've made our time here so unforgettable. John, I just want to thank you for being like the crazy uncle that we didn't know we needed, for driving us up and down the mountain countless times, just for making us feel so welcome and so a part of what you guys are doing up there. I also just want to thank Daniel for always driving us up and down the mountain and just for practicing his English with us and just making us laugh and always having the best laughter after all of our weird jokes. And just thank you for making our time up there so special, and it's something I'll never forget.
I just want to say thank you to, first of all, John, for all of your funny jokes that brighten up my team's days, and for showing us so many songs. I loved your music taste. I also want to thank Ilse for just being a really great leader and leading by example in that way. I really did learn from you, and I learned how to love people unconditionally and without expecting anything in return. I also want to thank Marley for being such a great translator, and Oi, or Daniel, for always driving us up the mountain and just laughing with us throughout the days. I also want to thank Larissa for being such a cute little baby and for being a constant in my life and for making my days better. I also want to thank Juan Antonio and Kevin, or Gato, or Wonder, or whatever your name is, for driving us up the mountain every day, because it was really fun. And lastly, I just want to thank those of you that prayed for our team and for Panimaquin while we were doing ministry there, and that are going to continue to pray over their village, because you definitely did make a difference as well. There's a lot of people I want to thank. First of all, I want to thank John and Ilse, the best ministry hosts ever, just for blessing me so much, for loving me and leading by example. It was just a pleasure to live, serve, and love with you guys. I'm so thankful for you guys, and I can't wait for our next family reunion. I also want to thank Marley for being the bestest translator and best friend there ever was. Thank you for just loving me and laughing at me and with me. You're the best, and I already miss you. I also want to thank Oi, or Daniel, for just loving us so well, for loving my team and I so well. And thank you for always making me laugh and just like being joyful in the pain and in the suffering. I miss you so much. I also want to thank Brando, Jose, and Christian for loving me wholeheartedly. I love you guys, even though you make fun of me. I also want to thank Fieldio for being my bestest friend and for playing soccer with me, even though I'm not that good. But I love you and I miss scoring goals with you. I also just want to thank Panimaquin in general for being my home, for being my safe
I'd like to thank my ministry hosts, John and Ilse and Larissa. They've loved me and taken me in as their own daughter when they never had to. I'd like to thank my friend Marley, who has laughed with me, cared for me, taught me what it looks like to be selfless, taught me what it looks like to love with this authentic, genuine love. I'd like to thank my friend Oi and his dad Pablo for always bringing such joy to my life and meeting me with a smile and kindness. I'd like to thank my friend Raphael for the way that he smiles, and my friend Noe for the way that he hugs, and my friend Hairbean for the way that he's loved me and the way that he says my name. I'd like to thank his mom Alicia for the way that she hugs me and talks to me like I know exactly what she's saying, even though she knows full well that I don't understand Spanish. I want to thank the village for taking me in and accepting me and loving me when they didn't have to.
My favorite memory in Panimaquin was when Ilse had baked cupcakes, and that entire day was dedicated to making cupcakes for women's ministry, and we put different like strawberry and banana different flavors in there, and we danced to the radio, and we decorated them with frosting, and we tested the frosting, and we weren't sure if we liked it, so we made a different frosting, and then we put sprinkles on it, and we made a mess, but it was so fun because we were able to laugh and dance together.
My favorite memory from Panimaquin was kind of right when we got there. It was one of the first days when we started meeting kids and hanging out with them, and Brandy and Emily and Fabiola and David were there, and it was the first time we met them, and we started taking pictures with them. And I just remember Megan would be standing here and we would be standing down there taking pictures with the kids, and after she'd take the picture, she'd say, "Mira, mira, mira," and have them come look at the picture, and then she'd tell them to run back, and they'd run back, and they just kept taking pictures and running back and forth. And that was kind of when I was like, oh, all the fundraising stuff, that was worth it. So that was just worth it.
Actually, if I was to think of just like a defining moment for me that I'm gonna think of for the rest of my life, one of my best friends, Bean, he's 4 years old. I'd say it was like the first day that I asked his mom if he could come and play. We were in Itsapa, which is a village just below Panimaquin, and we were driving up, and our friend Daniel saw Alicia and Bean and asked them if they wanted to ride up the mountain. So they got in the car. I was riding in the trunk of the car. Bean was sitting in front of me on his mom's lap, and I was just like messing with him, kind of playing like hide and seek. And then the Lord was just so kind to like give me this moment of like the window being down, feeling, smelling, seeing, like having just this overwhelming like sensory overload of just being able to feel so present in that moment, and seeing the way that like the sun hit his eyes and listening to his laugh. And in that moment I knew that like God had given me that moment, and it was going to be something that I was going to be able to take away from Guatemala. That was the first day that I asked Alicia if I could play with Bean that afternoon, and we went down in history as best friends forever. So yeah.
My favorite memories from Panimaquin was just getting to help our friends practice their English presentation. They're about 12 to 13 years old, and we just got to help them practice pronunciation and practice this project that they had to do for school. And then it was just the most exciting thing when they came back like the next week and told us that they got in first place at their first competition with this presentation, and I just felt so happy for them and just so overjoyed that I got to like share in that with them and celebrate with them so well.
I have so many memories at Panimaquin, but if I had to pick just one special and precious moment, it would be when we were playing soccer and it started to pour outside, like literally pouring rain. And Elsie started yelling at us and said we had to come inside because we didn't want to get sick. So we start like running to find shelter, to wait for the rain to go away so we can go play again. And I just like look around me and I'm overwhelmed by the love of the Lord. I see Marcos, Filio, Amos, Christian, Christopher, Noe, and we're like all running up, and I was almost in tears because the Lord, in that moment, the Lord promised me that I'd actually be playing soccer with them in heaven someday, and this is what heaven's gonna look like. It's gonna look like playing soccer in the pouring rain with your favorite boys in the entire world. So yeah, that would be my favorite.
So from your skin to your core, let a light and love come rushing through the door. Come rushing through your door. And wash away our sin. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. And what can make us whole again? No, nothing but the blood of Jesus.